Bridge, a man-made structure that helps in transporting from one end to the other, across a river, road, valley, or an obstacle. Not all bridges are simply constructed to get from one side to the other. Sometimes between two cultures, two regions, two cities. Some have even become city icons because of their influence and engineering wonder. Bridges are an important part of our traveling daily life. They also tend to make drives a lot more scenic. There are some numerous amazing and unbelievable bridges in the world, which are famous for their beauty, design, and location. American bridges are sometimes works of art. In this video, we have selected 7 most beautiful ones in the United States. Have a look on. Let's start. When you think of the world's great bridges, the first one that comes to mind probably is San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. It is a suspension bridge spanning the Golden Gate, the 1-mile-wide strait connecting San Francisco Bay and the Pacific Ocean. Golden Gate Bridge is one of the main attractions for tourists to visit in San Francisco. The bridge is well built and structured with a red-colored appearance, where the traffic keeps flowing above the bay. The famous red-orange color of the bridge was specifically chosen to make the bridge more easily visible through the thick fog that frequently shrouds the bridge. It is constantly paint-coated, so as to protect its integrity and against the salty environment. One side of the bridge sidewalk is reserved for pedestrians, and the other side is for bikers, which is a great way to manage traffic. The bridge is gorgeous, and the history and design was well explained by the surrounding area. It's a magical place often suspended in a mystical fog, and just as often bathed in golden sunshine. Fog will periodically cover it up, so may have to wait a few hours for it to clear, to see the top. The added bonus is when the fog rolls in and creates a natural postcard photo. It is well worth walking out onto the bridge to experience the views of the bay and the wonderful wobble of the bridge as cars drive over it beside you. In this list, the next one is another masterpiece of San Francisco, the Oakland Bay Bridge. It is officially known as a busy Bay Area landmark with more than 250,000 vehicles crossing it every day. This bridge is as impressive as it is large, and it is actually 2 bridges, with a tunnel connecting it in the middle. It originally carries automobile traffic on its upper deck, and trucks and commuter trains on the lower. But after the key system abandoned rail service, the lower deck was converted to all road traffic as well. A must-visit place for sightseeing. After Golden Gate Bridge, Bay Bridge is an icon of San Francisco. The view was spectacular from all the directions. The weather added to the beauty of this place. At night it looks majestic. It lit up and dominates the skyline. Incredibly pretty bridge with thousands of LED lights that change constantly, forming patterns or providing a shimmering effect. Absolutely stunning bridge at night. The lights are just awesome when you view it from a distance. Worth it to come to have a look at the bridge. Well, there are quite a few exceptionally beautiful bridges in the New York City, especially the Brooklyn and Manhattan Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge is a suspension bridge spanning the East River from Brooklyn to Manhattan in New York City. It connects Brooklyn with Manhattan and crosses East River. At the time of its construction, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world. The bridge was built to get people and vehicles between the cities of New York and Brooklyn. The best way to truly appreciate it is to walk the pedestrian path set up above the traffic and see the harbor and skyline. Being the first and the longest steel cable suspension bridge in the world, it naturally received a great deal of attention. It is also considered by most to be a graceful and very attractive structure, hence gaining much admiration and quickly becoming a New York City landmark. An excellent cultural bridge with an old infrastructure, and that special touch makes it unique in the world, with the beautiful view of Brooklyn and New York City. A wonderful piece of architecture, with great views of Manhattan skyline from midpoint of the bridge. One of the best place to go for a relaxing walk, and to take a couple of pictures. Manhattan Bridge. The Manhattan Bridge is also a suspension bridge that crosses the East River in New York City, connecting Lower Manhattan at Canal Street with downtown Brooklyn at the Flatbush Avenue extension. The bridge is newer than the Brooklyn Bridge, and it is the underloved brother of the Brooklyn. It is very similar to the Brooklyn Bridge, but without all the insane amounts of tourists. It has excellent composure of architecture, along with magnificent views. The Manhattan Bridge has a nice view over Manhattan and skyline. Especially the skyline at night time is something different and totally unique experience. It has good views of the harbor and the Brooklyn Bridge as well. Better views at night with the water and lights. It is a perfect place for walking and to admire the sunset over the Manhattan. Mackinac Bridge. Mackinac Bridge is one of the longest and strongest suspension bridge in the world, spanning the Straits of Mackinac to connect the upper and lower peninsulas of the U.S. state of Michigan. The bridge towers high above the straits, separating Lake Michigan from Lake Huron, and is several miles long and spans over a lot of water. It is similar in appearance to the Golden Gate Bridge, but this is a bit longer. There are viewpoints along the shoreline, at either end of the bridge, and great to see the ships going underneath. There are great parks on both sides of the bridge, that gives great views of the bridge. At night, the bridge is lit with lights, for a good evening view. With its tall support towers and long suspension span, the bridge is an engineering marvel, as aesthetically pleasing as the pictures would have you believe. The Mackinac Bridge is one of the world's most beautiful bridges, and truly something to see. There are several bridges in the Tampa Bay area, but the largest and most spectacular is the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. It is a cable-stayed bridge spanning the lower Tampa Bay, between two countries in Florida. A stunning masterpiece of architectural imagination and bold construction excellence. There is a great all-round view, and quite long distance directly over the sea, with a view on nature. There is a section of the old bridge, parallel to the bridge at both ends, which is used as a fishing pier, or as a lookout point for pedestrians. It is an impressive structure, stands tall over the bay, with ramps at both ends to provide clearance for large ships, and all the ships coming into the port of Tampa Bay goes underneath it. The shifting color LED lighting installed on the lower supports added a touch of elegance and gracefulness to an already fantastic and historic monument. The beauty of the bridge structure gives a apparent view from any angle. Truly a modern construction wonder and a must-see. Finally, the last one in our list is the beautiful Bixby Creek Bridge on the Big Sur, coast of California. It is one of the most photographed bridges in California due to its aesthetic design, graceful architecture and magnificent setting. Bixby Creek Bridge is an engineering marvel, ranks highly on that list of scenic locations. The bridge, the hills, and the Pacific Ocean come together in a breathtaking view. The reinforced concrete arch bridge is quite beautiful with the ocean on one side, and the green hills with a stream winding around on the other side. The unique combination of the technical monument and wild nature of the Big Sur makes a great photo opportunity. It feels dramatic and fits the landscape. The spread of the ocean and view from the height gives the experience of beauty of the Big Sur. The Bixby Bridge is a great example of quality engineering in a difficult location. An impressive structure with a number of different viewing points. One of the countless stunning scenic vistas on the Big Sur and Pacific coast as well. Hope you like the video. Comment your favorite one and share with your friends and family.